Hey Libra, welcome to Get Life 333 Tarot. My name's Jackie. This is going to be a you're not together but you don't feel finished read. And I'm doing this because I did the last 2 weeks of March and the first 2 weeks in April already, but just considering that a lot of us are in really weird spaces in our relationships right now, and we have this Pluto and South Node influence hitting us coming up this next month, and it's going to be a time for us to get rid of what we don't need anymore and figure out what it is that we do need. You know, that's what Pluto with the South Node influence is asking us, not only to clean out, but to figure out what we need to keep and hold on to. So I thought it would be a good idea to do this. Now, this reading is not for you if your ex is a narcissist, and I don't mean how we use that word so flippantly these days, but I mean like narcissist, you know, bad drinker, issue with drugs, okay, just treating you like shit all the time, chronic liar, feels very comfortable to not keep their word. You know, anything that would fall within the purview of that, just really treating you really bad. I've been saying, like, the name of that video would be You're Not Together and Thank God for That. You know, that's the name of that video. So this does not apply. This really does apply for those of you who, you know, you were in a relationship and you guys broke up. And you're in that weird space of, you know, in between. You're going to end up together, you're not going to end up together. And it's so confusing, right, that in-between time. Because a lot of times when we're in that space, we've broken up and gotten back together a lot. You know, look, let's call it what it is. That's more normal than not, you know. It's more uncommon for people to just break up and stay broken up. I'm not saying that a bunch of you don't do that, okay? Don't come after me in the comments. I'm saying that it is very common, though, that when we're with someone, we've had a serious relationship, sometimes we, you know, we break up and then we miss each other and whatever, and we try to figure it out, and then it ends up back in the same space, and it's really annoying, right? But anyway, all right, so what I did was I pulled, first of all, these rows here are from the vice versa deck, and these are from the Rider-Waite, and then I have some wisdom of the oracles as crowning energies of challenges, okay, to each of you. So Libra, your card is poised, okay? Card 48, so 4 plus 8 is 12, 2 and 1 is 3. Okay, so you have the Trinity at your back here. You have the Trinity at your back, okay? I like that. So poised is a great card. You know, I like it. So what does it mean? This gives a really clear message, Libra, that you're just not ready to move forward at this time. And this is your challenge, okay? But you're not ready to move forward because you're very pensive right now. You're really trying to figure yourself out, which is a healthy thing, right? And you need to just be okay with it. You know, this is not a time to pretend that you're okay. That, you know, I forgot her, I forgot him, you know, they're in my past now, I'm cool, it's good, you know, it's so much better this way, I'm so much better off without them. You know, allow yourself to be in your feelings right now and really think about everything that's gone on. And it's okay if you need to postpone some things, maybe not be as social as you normally are, maybe just, you know, just pull away from life a little bit, you know, just to think. Just to think. Because, you know, this is the energy where it's so much better to actually disappoint certain people than it is to wish you had later on. Only because you're really going to be in such deep reflection that to promise yourself to something that you're just not emotionally capable of doing right now during this time. And you know, Libra, I'm getting just a lot of heavy heart energy here, this pain. And you need a little space to process that, okay? And then your partner has the card flexible. That's number 19, 9 plus 1 is 10. So that indicates the number 1. So, you know, to me this shows that, you know, straight out of the gate, your partner's crowning energy of challenge is that they want to start something new, but they're having a hard time doing it. Okay, so when we get the flexible card here, what we're talking about is somebody who's being really rigid, and it's getting in their way of being able to grow. And it's getting in their way of being able to recognize the potential in something. And just because of the context of the spread, I'm going to say it's your relationship, right? It makes sense. You know, they haven't figured out yet how they need to loosen up and open up their mind and heart to be more flexible. This is their challenge right now, is that they're too rigid in their processing right now. So let's get right into understanding the situation a little bit. So starting out here, Libra, we have the Strength for you. This is a major arcana. So what I'm discussing here is probably energy that you've been in for quite a bit, and you may be in for a little bit moving forward. And you're in the energy of facing your shadow self right now, for sure. You're evaluating the idea of power in a relationship and what that really even means to you, and why you often struggle to claim your power in a relationship. You know, where does this come from? Libra is the sign of the scales, right? You guys want to just be fair all the time. And that is honestly the most beautiful part of Libra. I am so proud to have my Mars in Libra. Our Mars is how we deal with conflict. And I do consider myself a very fair person in how I deal with conflict. Although maybe not everybody might agree with that, me saying that about myself. But anyway. But right now, I see a lot of times the Libras end up in situations where they're giving so much more than they're receiving in the name of keeping those the scales balanced, right? So this is a time where you're really paying attention to that. You're realizing, you know, this is a time of working on releasing old chains of bondage, you know, old hurts, pains, mistakes, choices that you've made that have had power over you in the past. You know, you don't have to repeat those patterns, Libra. And you know what? You guys know this, but sometimes it's helpful to hear it again. You don't have to repeat those patterns. Abuse, even self-abuse, doesn't always foster more abuse. It just doesn't. So you're really looking at your demons here, and I think that's as healthy a space as you can be in right now, because growth only happens through awareness. If you don't have awareness, you have nothing. Then you're staying stuck in cement, you know? Then you have the Four of Wands here, and you've been in a space of putting on that front. And this is exactly what I was telling you with the Poise card that you shouldn't be doing, but you've been in a space of doing this, putting on this front. It's training you, and it's thrown your energy out of whack, I'm feeling. You know, this indicates a sort of frenzy time, almost like a nervous energy time, where things might have been, I feel like this happened already, might have been said or done, you know, where you're pushing your family and friends to do what you want in the name of trying to let yourself go and temporarily escape your pain. Maybe trying to get them to go out, or trying to get them to do stuff, or just being very insistent on things being your way. But the thing is, you were trying to hide, and I feel like you're trying to hide in something away from your pain, and you just weren't being real to yourself. So on the one hand, you're trying to be really honest and clear in your self-analysis and why things happen. Then I feel like you're getting to this space where it becomes super painful, and you retract a little bit, and you want to divert yourself. And that diversion can be anything from, you know, anything, partying, you know, retail therapy, you know, anything just said to divert, just to not have to pay attention. That's what I'm getting here. And then you have the Four of Cups. So this says you've been in this weird in-between place. Things haven't really been going your way, you feel. And your life seems, you feel like I know it sounds very dramatic, but you feel like your life is dull and meaningless. Even though if you said that out loud to yourself, you would say that's ridiculous. But somewhere inside of you, you're feeling this. And you're feeling it without your partner. It's like having this relationship not there anymore for you. Yeah, but you're not letting yourself, you're not letting yourself feel certain things. Yeah, But you know what? It's okay, you know, to sit things out right now. It's a time of introspection for you, for sure. Sit some things out. You know, say no to people until you're feeling better about things. It's not a time for you to be compromising what you believe, or for you to be pushed into doing things that other people are telling you need to do. You know what you need, you know. So just to be healthy. Just to be healthy, but you might have to just take a space. Yeah. It's because Libra. All right. This is going to apply to some of you, because I'm getting that this boredom and this feeling of boredom and that your life is meaningless is really, it's going to push you guys to do some sort of partying, some sort of something that's going to end up putting a Band-Aid on the situation for a minute. Maybe just recklessly going out and meeting somebody new just to hook up, to have a temporary Band-Aid over the situation, to feel good about yourself. And this is the danger of that mindset, I think, for anyone, really, right? So that's the energy that I'm getting here. And then we have Judgment in reverse. So it's like, Libra, you're stuck in the past. Yeah. And with the Judgment in reverse and the Rider-Waite, this indicates that you're just not wanting to learn the lessons that are there for you, and not because you don't want to, and not because you're not intelligent enough to or mindful enough, but because it's just too goddamn painful. And you may find yourself in old patterns and you just can't break free of right now. Finding yourself texting your ex, calling your ex, just doing things to trying to get their attention, or conversely, really acting out, you know. You might be doing some things that are kind of reckless just to break free from the space right now. Yeah, because you're feeling trapped in some way, unable to progress, and you're not fully understanding why. So this energy is telling you that you have the power to judge your actions, Libra, your attitudes, your reactions to things, what you've done, what you've allowed to go on, and then move the hell on. Get those lessons, unpack your stuff, put your lessons in your backpack, throw out the rest, and move it on. Because you can't change the past, you can only accept it. And really, this does indicate just have compassion for the person you are, and for the decisions that you've made, the things you've done. And seriously, this does not have to define you moving forward. But the Judgment means, in reverse, it's self-judgment. So don't be afraid to self-judge. You have the green light to do that. But don't hold on to what you find in there. You might not like what you find. You might not. Okay. And we have the High Priestess here. That says that you're in a time of, what's the word? Like incubation, marinating, waiting, where you just need space right now. Privacy and space, where you'll be deepening your relationship with your higher self. Not the part of yourself that lives in your ego, you know, not the part of yourself where bitterness lives and resentment. No, your higher self is where love lives. And where forgiveness lives. And Libra, you're going to want to do that. I don't care what your partner did. Energy never cares what your partner did in that way. As far as you evaluating what they did, that's karma's job. Your job, if you've been hurt very deeply, or you feel that you were wronged in some way, your job is to forgive, to release yourself. And not to give them the power to have that hold over you. I know how hard that is. Because you want to feel justice, especially as a Libra. You're all about the justice, I know. But working on forgiveness, actively really trying to put it in perspective and say, universe, I give this over to you. Do your thing. And that's having to do with karma. We're coming up on the season of karma like nobody's business. So if there's a karmic debt that needs to be paid, it'll be paid. You don't need to even do anything, you know, about that. And then we have Page of Swords here. Yeah, so we're getting this space of you being alone and wanting to retract from everything. And then we have the Page of Swords reverse in Libra. Okay. Because it's a core card, it could be you or someone else. And what this indicates is someone who is manipulating, cunning, playing mind games, not being reliable. This indicates gossip, negative gossip, but it's the kind of gossip that's just done to seek attention. Do you know what I mean? And this fire should not be fanned, you know? Don't feed into it, because nothing good will come of it. Now, if it's you, and this, look, I tell you, this could be the card of like going off on a bit of a bender. You know what I mean? For those of you that don't know what a bender is, it means out of character, strip time period of partying, drinking, you know, just doing all kinds of getting yourself lost in other things. Reckless sex, things like that. That's a bender, okay? That's a bender card. Now, if that's you trying to escape your pain, I totally get it. No judgment here, by the way. I don't judge. There's no judgment here. But you just want to be mindful if it's you. If it's not you and it's your partner, I kind of understand that, because I can't help but notice is this Page of Swords, and then we have Queen of Swords over here at the end of their read. So this could very well also be you finding out about shit that your partner did over here that we'll get to. But it could be that. It could be that you're dealing with this outside energy. Okay? So let's go over to your partner here. So here we have the Hermit. This is the vice versa deck. It has two different sides. So just so that you guys understand, this is the front side of the Hermit. A lot of you guys probably know this deck. It's that side. So that changes the meaning up. So when I say Hermit and you look, you're like, oh, that's the Hermit card. There's a lot going on under the surface here, man, with your partner, big time. Yeah. Secrets are starting to come out. Things about themselves that they didn't realize, that they didn't want to realize, can no longer be avoided. Nope. Yeah, and this is the thing. If they don't start getting real with themselves in this energy, life is going to make them look at themselves. And that could be a pretty bad thing for them, okay? Where life creates a shifting of events where they're made to seriously take a good hard look at themselves. Yeah, this says how, you know, look, many people can live their lives without trying to pursue wisdom in an attempt to figure out life and figure out themselves and their motivations. A lot of people, we all know people like that, right? We go through life and we wonder, like, how do they, and I'm assuming you guys are not like this because you're watching a tarot channel, but you're like, don't they think about life? Like, don't they want more? Don't they think through their choices? You know what I mean? Some people can live like that. Your partner can't. Your partner is not that kind of person. Your partner, and if they're trying to be that kind of person, where they like to just kind of, you know, do their own thing and not think about much as they do it, they're going to be forced to really look at themselves here. That's what this says. And then we're going into the Two of Swords. They were feeling and acting very defensive and realize that they need space to think and get away from the drama of your relationship. This is what they were feeling at some point. And they just knew this. It was becoming very overwhelming. And as they realized they couldn't effectively function or be, you know, as things were going. So it's like they felt this need to escape, to deal, if that makes sense. Yeah. And then we have the Hierophant, and this side of the Hierophant is they need to feel free from thought, to rethink what they really want out of life and out of your relationship. So I'm definitely getting this was not a mutual decision. And Libra, I want to take this opportunity to say the energies could be flipped. So what I'm saying about you could be your partner, and this could be you, you know, as in general readings, the energy could easily be flipped. But regardless, we have this Hierophant, and yeah, they needed to feel free, just to rethink, you know, what went on with you guys. They felt held back. They felt held back in their mind. Even if this doesn't mean that they were held back. This just means that that's how they perceived it. And they're making some very poor decisions right now. Very poor choices, for sure. very selfish. Yep. Not grounded at all in, I'm going to say, not grounded at all in their morals and their integrity, because they feel like at one point you knew them to have such things. You knew for them at one point to have morals and to have integrity. And it's like they're in this space. They went into this space of just losing touch with all of that. Yeah. Yeah. And then we have the Queen of Wands here. So they felt very controlled over what they thought to be very pointless interference in your relationship. So this indicates something or someone, could be a person, could be a situation, an external influence, okay? Yeah, just really impacted your relationship in a big way. It became a huge issue for you guys. You know, and then I'm getting that your partner in some way buried themselves in their work or in partying or in friends or in a hobby as a means of escape. Excusing themselves from things with you, breaking promises. And this thing or person, whatever it is, made your partner feel uncomfortable. I want to say envious. It might be envious or threatened somehow. And they just didn't want to deal with it. They just didn't want to deal. You know, maybe a situation happened within the family, it was happening within the family, or friends, or something with their work, or you were going through something because of an outside situation, and they just didn't want to deal with it. They just didn't want to deal with it. Yeah. Okay. And then moving forward, we have the Seven of Swords, and your partner tried playing you at your own game, Libra. Oh boy, okay. Let me get my thoughts here. Okay. Your partner tried playing you at your own game to gain information about something or someone. Did they suspect that you were cheating, Libra? I don't know. Because this might have been, okay, follow my thinking here. This might have been to deflect the fact that they felt overwhelmed by the relationship and wanted out, but didn't really want out. They were in the space of confusion. But if they were presented with facts to discredit you as a good partner, they were going to take it to end it to feel less guilty. I don't know if that makes sense at all to anyone right now, but I had to say that as it came in. Okay, so just to unpack that a little bit, kind of like maybe they didn't really think you were really cheating or really doing anything, but felt like if they caught you in anything that seemed suspect, they would use that as an excuse to end it, instead of just ending it for ending its sake, for the real reason of it being because they felt very confused about their wants and needs, and they felt the need to get more in touch with themselves, and they were very blocked and didn't even know what it meant. And they were inevitably blaming you for their blocking and the relationship, even though you and the relationship may very well have had nothing to do with it. Wow. Interesting. Yeah. That's either going to resonate with somebody or not. Okay. And then we have the Queen of Swords here, okay, which is reverse. And your partner is under a lot of stress right now, Libra, just a lot, you know. Well, they try to excuse some kind of bad behavior. It's like they suddenly turned extremely bitter and they don't want to own their shit. They just don't want to own it. So you guys are really still in this very touchy phase. Yeah, you know, past couple of readings, I've had to pull qualifiers. I feel like I need some for you. I don't know. But I do want to, you know, bring to your attention, you guys have Jupiter retrograde in your third house of communication coming up in April. And that's when, you know, Jupiter is the planet of blessings and good fortune and everything wonderful. Is going to be in your house of communication, really trying to help you iron things out, figure things out in areas of your life where you haven't been able to be as communicative and open even with yourself. So this is such a positive time that you're coming into. But let's get a couple of qualifiers here and then we'll pull a yes/no card. Okay, so the Sun is a blessing over all of these cards, but then, yeah, we have this, the Eight of Cups, so somebody wanting to leave, Secrets coming out, lots of anxiety, so much anxiety. But here's your card. Here's your justice. This justice is going to be served. So secrets are going to come out. A lot of anxiety is being experienced. But you guys have the sun blessing your card. So let's just see. Yeah. Somebody's going to come in with the will. You're not going to feel as restricted. You're going to have give this a little time for you guys to communicate in the way that you need to. And as a lot of introspection is going to have to happen, but communication happens. When the Hermit is reversed, there's more of an outside rather. See, the Hermit card indicates internal thought and reflection. So being here, what I'm getting is the communication is really going to start to come out. You guys have to communicate. Up to this point, I just feel like you were just in a really weird space. The anxiety is going to lift. The anxiety is going to lift. But you're going to have a really hard time getting past it, Libra. You're going to have a very hard time getting past that sneaky, shady shit that your partner did. You just are. They're going to want to offer you a new beginning, but you're going to have a really hard time getting past it. Yeah. Yeah. Look, I mean, and, you know, on one hand, you feel like you're going to overcome it. And you want to take this chance and just kind of leap into the future with this person because you still love them. But because of these things that they did, your emotions just are not able to be in the space that you want them to be in right now. And it's because you don't trust them. You just don't trust them on the most fundamental level. But I do get that your partner is actually going to try. In this time of introspection, they do some stupid shit to try to lose themselves and ease their pain. They're being very rigid. They're going to realize that they need to be less rigid, and they're going to try to open up the communication at some point. I'm getting this, and you're going to respond to it. But at the end of the day, you're going to have such a hard time trusting them. And that's what I'm getting. So Libra, time for the yes-no card. I'm going to pull a card. Now you guys ask, am I, and indicate your partner's name. Are we going to get back together, or are we going to stay broken up? Ask it either way. Just ask it the same way all 3 times. Ask it 3 times, and I'm going to pull a card. That would be a big yes, Libra. So I hope you want it. I hope you want it. Communicate, communicate, communicate. You have Jupiter blessing you. You have Jupiter blessing you in your 3rd house. So really embrace that and just be open and honest and be you and shoot straight from the hip. No bullshit. Don't say things just to be nice. Don't say things to keep the peace. Say things because they're actually going to be productive for your relationship for moving forward. And understand that gaining trust back is a process. It's not easy. And I don't know what they did. Maybe they don't even deserve another chance. You guys have free will. It's up to you. But this is what the cards are telling me right now. So, yeah. I hope this was helpful, Libra. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.